Wireless performance at a premium price. I'm Rio Gion and welcome to the channel. At a glance, you can kind of tell that this is something that's going to be more on the fancy side for fancier offices. Like, it's either in a desk of a general manager or someone with a high-ranking position, or at least that's the vibe that I'm getting when I look at the keyboard. This is a non-standard layout with some oddly long keys, like function keys. Then again, if you need to access function that's bound to different keys, then having a longer function keys would make sense. You have 3 white profile switcher up top, sadly a single unit left control key, so it would be pretty hard to play FPS games with. The F keys are kind of small. If you have to press them a lot, then gonna be kind of annoying with this keyboard. This is a fairly large keyboard with a non-detachable wrist rest taking up space. The good thing about the wrist rest is that it feels soft to the touch, but it's not foam. It's like a soft cloth material. There's a wave look to the keyboard, but it's not like those ergonomic kind of keyboards, so it's easier to type for someone like me. There's the Logitech logo on the upper right corner, so that might be annoying to some of you because this is an office keyboard. You're either given this if your office is fancy, or if you bought one, then no one's gonna bat an eye. This is a membrane keyboard, so in terms of longevity and reliability, it's probably good for like 5 to 10 million keystrokes. In terms of typing feel and enjoyability, if that's even a word, then I place it at the lower end of the middle. Like, I don't enjoy typing on this keyboard, but I also don't hate it. I can't go fast with this keyboard because the buttons sink, like the backspace would sink after pressing them too hard to double tap. Then again, this isn't a mechanical keyboard, so I have to set my expectation accordingly, and probably you should too if you currently have a mechanical keyboard and want to try something new. In terms of comparing this to other membrane keyboards, I still think this is at the lower end of the middle. Like, there are other membrane keyboards that I still think that have more enjoyability, and I also type on keyboards that are actually worse. I think this keyboard is fine, but for the money you should really try it first to see if you like it before committing to buying it. Anyways, here's what the keyboard sounds like. This keyboard doesn't have a stabilizer, but the keycap design is unique in how there are like 2 bars that I guess act like a stabilizer. Otherwise, there shouldn't be anything that's there. One thing that I like about doing membrane keyboards is that learning about the different ways of stabilizers, I guess. These things are kind of interesting. I believe they used NABS with the lettering printed as a layer on the keycap, so I think over time the letters might get rubbed off due to extensive usage. I can feel and see the layer on the keycap. Hopefully the camera can pick it up. On the back of the keycap is the mechanism, which is pretty long, and that seems kind of cool. There are 2 flip-up feet on the back, and I like how they label them so you know which angle you have. Besides that, there are lots of little holes for water to go through, so don't panic if you spill your drink on the keyboard. There are rubber pads to keep the keyboard planted, and there are rubber on all 4 of the flip-up feet as well. This is completely wireless, so if you hate to deal with cables, then this is the one for you. Although they did include a cable that's attached to the dongle, because the dongle is too damn small, so you can easily lose it. I would recommend sticking the dongle to the cable right away so that you don't lose that thing. The sad thing about this keyboard is that it uses battery, or it could be a good thing if you don't charge stuff in terms of battery life. The back of the box says 36 months, so there's a good chance you'll probably use the same batteries for the next 3 years, then replace the keyboard entirely for something else. Or change the battery depending on who you are and what your spending habits are. Price is always subject to change, but based on a retail price of 90 bucks, I would say only get something like this if you really want it. I think at this price point you can get a mechanical wireless keyboard as well. For those that really want something like this, then I'm sure you already have it, and you're watching videos hoping that I would sing praises for the keyboard. For those that are just shopping around, I would say look at wireless mechanical keyboards, see if they offer a similar, better experience first, and then come back to look at this one later. Personally, I'm not a wireless person, so I would save the money, get a wired mechanical keyboard, but that's my taste. Yours might be different. If you're new, click subscribe, thumbs up, bell, more content. You guys stay awesome.